check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. January 7th, 1:48 a.m. We just recorded defendant lobby number one. Starting off. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scott's honor. Maggie. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? As if you need to ask other questions, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you. Yes. You better square this case away. You got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, alright? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm going to be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't match with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Checking the stream is going well. Whatever. We got going up. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Alright, just finish it. There. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Ah, what's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, you was talking to me. It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was a phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty. So, Mr. Goodall, your opening statement, please. Mr. Troy, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you're a Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for relevant testimony during this trial, nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that pointedly said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. All right, Gumshoe. Lock Amber. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Oh, I'm supposed to do the voice. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name is Police Department. Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. Other way around, detective. Uh, oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was in the initial investigation is tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see, so Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc. Incorporated, a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning, time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Okay, that's an hour. Here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poison coffee was brought over to him by the okay, y'all didn't see it, but the layout did not look like this when we entered the place that they're talking about. But it's interesting. The poison coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. Well, at the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Oh my god. Mr. Chill. Armstrong, the owner and chef. Yeah, big red nose over here. And a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. The floor plans at the court record into the crime scene. X is the victim's seat. Come, detective, take out this hammer. I give the defendant's coffin a shot with your own two hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Let's see what they talk about. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. When the sound then died, Glenn Elk was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. What we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Some kind of a motive. Using a dark, aromatic depths of dark coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. As I've understood, I already told you, that wasn't me. Yeah. They don't believe in a word you're saying, right? Alright, so this is going to take place here. I usually like to save before I start pressing anything, because you never know these cross-examination periods, I guess. Yeah. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was some kind of a man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And the killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction. Hey, stop. Your testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. The two testimonies tie up on that. They both said that there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder? Why is this even a question? Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! The argument is as weak as the coffee and trivia. Try. I have here in my possession a ticket. The ticket looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Proposition, the defendant. Alright. The photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene at and the guy was listening to the radio. Yep. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Randy told us that too, didn't he? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Alright, let's get on with it. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else. Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid? Or was it a powder? But to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, peppers. Ah, you put salt and pepper in your coffee, try. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Yeah. Seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. Yeah, how much press harder do we have? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. Alright, so to shut that shit down. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. You're time wasting all the time because of that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. Um, what piece was it again? Alright, guys. Clues. Oh, why does it gotta be the one? First degree. So be grateful that this coffee is only hot enough to give me first degree burns. Oh, why am I catching strays? Oh, now I remember. Um, this is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee. I've heard that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? Lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know, when you swab your earwax. Yeah, about that much. Earwax. So it sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Looks like this bird might have had, well, some kind of motive. Let's press that. Some kind of a motive. Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Check out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective, and now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, don't you? She was, I said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. It wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a wedding ticket for $500,000. Stormstorm knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. And is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? Should I? Yes. Absolutely. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very. Of course you did. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. The female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? But she wasn't she knocked out or something? I don't know. Order. Order. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. You better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. The winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. Yeah, very convenient that that's placed in. Yeah, in her maid outfit, I guess. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. It feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. Alright, we got all that out of the way. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she didn't really commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, without some money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. It's because the court has ruled guilty once already. So it's like fucking biased or something. What? I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. Yeah, Godot was like the only prosecutor that was like part of a retrial. I mean, yeah, that we've seen so far. Well, that I've seen so far. He's got more evidence against Maggie. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like it can't be blood, can it? Huh. It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. It somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That sounds like the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean, of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer, was in the apron pocket. Yeah, so, okay, so judging from what we've seen so far, oh, the bag of time it's back at its proper place. Okay, so, yeah, we did find something. Damn, I was going to point something out, but it's not even there at the court record, so, yeah. But yeah, we did find something from, was it Armstrong? Yeah, there's something Armstrong, yeah. He had a type of some weird container or something that we didn't even find out what was inside of it. I thought that was the potassium cyanide, but apparently that's not the case. So the very poison used by the killer was in an apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket. Yeah, Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? What? Order, order, order. The court will accept these items as evidence. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident has a small pocket but big stains. Deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in an apron pocket. There's something still bothering me. Mr. Goda, why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? It's like, bloodstain. Bloodstain would that be? What? Still playing games, prosecutor, the blood-colored stain that smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. Huh? Why was that the information that you didn't know about? What? You don't need to be told, just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? You must have drawn someone their apron while taking someone their breakfast. That day, yeah. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Usher. Pull a stunt like that again, I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established. That's right. It seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drag a man nuts. Witness, please continue with her testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. All right. Round two, baby. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Oh, damn. Alright, I'm not. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. Why she laid out like that, man? The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and the investigation went smoothly. On Maggie's research, we found the laundry ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. That's just to convince the court you're a real lawyer, right? Don't count any more cross-examinations after this one. So let the fun begin. Investigation. Time to stay. just to be sure. Cameras pointed at this kind of scary old man. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant with the incident. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? They can hurl abuse at him. And seeds. Seeds? Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. That's a weird flex, but alright. I guess not even the mighty Goda can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late up reporting the crime. Poor Maggie had passed off in the shock. It must have been real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was, wait, okay, so that's after the, yeah, 2:30, okay. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too. I would have loved to see Maggie's, but, and I thought what I said was so, hold on. Your professional detective should not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantic for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Yeah, it's not showing. The victim didn't have any identification on them. You didn't have any, or you're saying that it was stolen? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license, or even a credit card on the pal. All he had was 50 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, bro. Yeah, what a shocker. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man, or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm on something. Figured out who he was pretty quick. The investigation is really. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Right. He's just preparing for it. The paraphrase when he's testified to his court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. So that now he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Bernal visited his doctor before he went to trade in. But yeah, the victim's name for the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone? Okay. Prescription, health insurance. Bro, what? But what sort of evidence was in the bag? Well, why'd I get quiet? Actually, the bag we found was empty. Uh, did it still have the, like, what? What would they find in there? Or outside the bag? Because clearly it was empty, but yeah. Oh, yeah, completely empty. It's completely empty. Victim got this from the doctor before going to treatment. Yeah, the bag is empty. Ha! You're turning an empty paper bag as evidence? That's what already tried. Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? When regular search found large secret, but the defendant had been passed off for a while, correct? In that case, is it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. Mm, happens to me all the time. At the party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. But this crazy testimony detective, and those shoes wind up down your throat. Sorry. So try it. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky, his lucky dollar. What? They just wanted to let him get away with it. It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand on this verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. We can't find any contradictions. He doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like dumb and dumb. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe. You're the dumbest you ever been. Yeah, the retarded. Okay. Too much. Too much. Crime is reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man. Hold up. So we got all the pressing done. There's nothing else missing from the crime scene. Let's see what we have. So I mean that's obviously not true because we have this. We have I don't know if this is good enough, but I don't think this was from the crime scene. This is potassium cyanide poison. What times? What are the scenes here from the kitchen? Okay. I feel like this is the sentence, like the statement that I could do the objection thing. Coffee containing lottery ticket, coffee cup, apron. So they just discuss all the things. So I think we should, first of all, let's say, so it can be safe from any, what? That's not it? Okay, well, if that's not the case. Wait, that's not it then. Hold on, let me just get the forgot who he was protected in the investigation with smoothly. There's another photo on training bag is on TV. Everything doesn't have any identification on it. I don't think we can prove that, but it was reported at 2:25 p.m. by kind of scary old man. There's no way it's like, because this was in the middle of 1:30 and 2:30, so uh, very interesting. But we know he's not the person who did it, so it's like, I don't know. Let's just try it. What was it? I forgot. There it is. That's not it. It was reported when I got passed out from the shock and it was real tough. Okay, do we have proof of what she did? That's what we're supposed to be looking for. The victim had a body identification on him. Figured out who he was. Pretty quick investigation with Spoolway. I could call Cap on that, but I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let me go back. I think I pressed everything. Let's see. Yeah, we pressed everything. So just in case, I have to press everything again. Sometimes they be tripping. Thirdly, yeah. Yeah, less money than Yoshi. Alright, this is nothing new. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. There's nothing else missing from the crime scene. Yeah, I don't think this is the statement that I'm supposed to point out. Contradiction. Because if that were the case, newspaper would have been enough. At least I'm thinking that's the case for me. Hold on. I got charged. Want to continue? So we did this and that. Bottle of Lottie ticket, ready to open. Wondering why searching Maggie. Just trying this out. Nope. I think we might have already done it. I got he was pretty quick. Oh, this is a tough one, bro. I'm gonna get a search upon the line ticket. Bottle of poison. What else could they have found that doesn't incriminate them? I thought that would work. Right, but let's search. We found the lottery ticket. Let's see. So we already confirmed everything, I think. No, it's this. It is? Bro, there's no fucking way, dude. There's no way. I'm baffled. Why is that the thing I have to point out? Oh, okay then. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting. So hurry up, will you? Testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to trade bien. Where then did the medicine have disappeared to? You are too cool, pal. Well, Frank, indeed. Due consideration was given to the victim's prescription and the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Oh, okay, okay. Order, order. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Year, old, old, otolaryngological clinic. I don't know. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from? Mr. Godot? Oh, maybe he was deaf or something? I don't know. I don't know. Hardly an illness, Your Honor. Like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. L found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. Oh, ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It's mentioned in the autopsy report. If you read the fine print, they found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribune. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medicine. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. If I can't get away from any old, weak objection, what should I do? Well, I mean, I don't see any other way than pushing it. Like, what? Let's push that issue, man. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribune. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee was, well, hold on. Can I say something? Okay, died of potassium, okay. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ah, it's enough. Mr. Goda is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call. Just to go up. I have a feeling that's not the case. I've got my own witness I have to call, sir. Yeah. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. At the Crudo, the Pigeon Haven. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Hey, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off with my last 6 cups. Pause. Court is adjourned for recess. January 7th, around 3 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 1. Phew! That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die. I don't know.